An Ironman is literally one of the most challenging endurance events you can possibly do. So that's why I kind of gravitated toward that, because when I hear like impossible, like that's just me, you know, that's just what I'm gonna do.
Listening to my old songs back when I would talk about things that hadn't happened yet, but now I get to talk about. Just got back.
Ironman is a 2.4 mile swim into a 112 mile bike ride, straight into a 26.2 mile run, which is a marathon. I decided to do an Ironman literally because I watched a video of someone doing a half Ironman, and then at the end it's like, oh yeah, by the way, that was just a half Ironman. And I was like, okay, that was a half one, I'm gonna do the full one. Because, you know, the half one, that sounds kind of wimpy, you know, it's like a half accomplishment. I want to do the full accomplishment. I literally knew nothing about Ironmans at all. Like, I didn't know anything about biking, swimming, or running. The most I'd ever run before was like a 3 mile 5K. This is like my third run since I started training.
Blowing up, oh what the feeling, 10 years making beats.
I told people I was doing a full Ironman. People tell me like, Tommy, you have to train like a year, 2 years for this. And I told them how long I was training, which was like 3 months. They're like, Tommy, you're not gonna do it. Like, there's a lot of haters behind this. Like, even my own parents didn't believe in me. So my training schedule, it started out with 3 runs, 3 swims, and 3 bikes per week. Longest run I ever did was 8 miles. And even just talking about this right now, my calves are hurting. But my calves got the worst pains. It's called compartment syndrome is what I got diagnosed as. And the doctor that I went to who diagnosed me told me like, I can't do this Ironman. The calves have been bothering me a lot when I'm running, and I knew this might be an issue. So I went and talked to the doctor, and he did some tests, and he's like 100% sure this is compartment syndrome. He basically said like, don't do the Ironman, and I'm like, obviously not gonna do that, that's not me. Then I had to stop running. The doctor said like, the only chance you do this is if you stop running and let your calves heal and just pray for a miracle that on race day, they won't swell up because you've like haven't ran for 2 months. So I only swam and I only biked for 2 months straight, and I got really good at those. Alright, so I was just on a bike ride like last week training, and my butt is absolutely killing me. So it turns out you're supposed to have one of these, has a little pad in it, sit on it. This thing I got for free, shout out D-Crow, but it's literally missing a strap, and these are what I'm racing in, so. Did I remember my helmet? My hair is so big. Well, I'm making it smaller, that's why. You shouldn't even have to wear helmets, really.
Hey. It's like long days, longer nights. You keep starting fights, think you always right. Call you up to tell you I ain't coming.
The most I ever did for a bike was 51 miles, which is not even half. I'm kind of good at this thing. I can go no hands. I forgot to clip. Bro, clip it. These shoes are like I actually. There we go. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the bike ride. I did the full length swim, but in a pool, so that's a little different because the actual swim is open water.
Whip, run me like a racehorse, pull me like a ripcord, break me down and build me up. I wanna be the slip, word upon your lip, rather that you rip, break me down and build me up. Whatever it takes.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. My goggles came off. Alright. Bro, these freaking cheap goggles. I gotta fix these.
Yeah, take me to the top. I'm ready for whatever it takes. 'Cause I love the adrenaline in my veins. I do what it takes. That appear being typical. Looking at my body feeling miserable.
That wraps up a good swim session. I'm feeling a lot more confident. I'm getting a lot better. My strokes are getting a lot nicer. I still probably got to practice because it's going to be open water, not a pool swim. But in terms of like my swimming, I'm feeling a lot better. Just got a nice little swim workout in. Sprint workout, about 40 minutes, almost a mile. 5 days out. Pull up to the YMCA for the last swim. Days leading up, we fly to Texas on Wednesday and the race is on Saturday. So I flew out 3 days before. Throughout the days, I'm only eating breads and pastas, carb loading. Thursday we checked in and I got my bike. I had to rent a bike. Racking the bike. We're gonna be coming through here tomorrow. My bike that I've been practicing on is like trash. So like bringing that out here, my time would be so much worse. Then Friday was like the mandatory Like you get like your wristband, and you got your chip, and you drop off all your bags.
Wear this on my ankle. You can monitor me. Ironman track app, bib number 1425, Butler.
So the night before, I knew I had to go to bed early because I had to wake up at like 4:30 or 5. My parents went out to dinner and I just went to bed. And like, I did end up going to bed. It took me a while. But then when they came home from that dinner, they literally woke me up. They turned the lights on. So like that kind of ruined my sleep, but I was okay. I went back to bed. When I woke up, that was like the most energy I've ever had in my life.
This is absolutely electric, baby.
My stomach was just turning. I was like, oh, did I just fly to Texas and spend all this time training just to not be able to do it? And then at the race start, the person I was sitting next to, it turns out he was the only other 18-year-old. And he told me, some kid from California is the youngest kid here. And I was like, yo, that's literally me. Like I turned 18 like a month before the race. I'm at the starting gate and they're letting out 5 people at a time. The guy like puts his arm down, lets me go. And I just start like running towards the water. The swim was probably the one I felt most comfortable in because I had done the full length swim. So I was pretty confident I was gonna be able to finish that one. So I'm transitioning out of the swim, and people don't know this, but when you've been swimming for that long, you get super dizzy. Most people are just walking to like their transition. I'm like sprinting like for some reason.
Tommy freaking Butler!
Let's go, baby!
But I have to say the hardest part was the marathon at the end, obviously, because like I was the most gassed for it. And it was just like there was so much food in my stomach. The first mile I went way too fast. I think I ran like a 9-minute first mile. And then my second and third were like 13-minute miles, like it hit. And then I just kind of stayed there for the rest of the race. So the last mile, you're literally running around like where the announcer is announcing people's names. And that's when I turned on the jets. I was like, I need to get there faster. Like my parents are probably already there waiting. I was so hallucinated and dizzy. There's a video that my mom took of me high-fiving no one. It's the funniest thing. I crossed the finish line and I just thank God. I get super emotional. Like something that like I had worked so hard for and like believed in myself that I actually did it. And I went and just hugged my family and I was so grateful that they came because they really supported me throughout the race. Like that is the most exhausted I've ever been. I had to switch to 100% mental. Why people like to do these things is you want to see how far you can go mentally, not physically, because at this point you're past your physical limit. This is like you're pushing yourself mentally and you want to see like what you're made of right there. That's just really what it's all about. We finished and we got the medal, baby. This thing is just, it's sick. If you look behind, like this is like, it turns into a belt buckle. So you put it on a belt and it becomes a belt buckle and you can wear it. So take off this thing and put it on a belt, that'd be sick. But yeah, this is what it's all about. And